Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? So, what does net green all month mean? Because that's kind of, are you net green for the month, or have you been green every day of the month? Because hell, I wasn't even green every day of the month. I think I know I lost a couple $100 one day. And I just said, F it, I got work to do. Five red days? Okay. Yeah. I was asking Jim. I think Jim was the one who made the comment. Maybe he was commenting on you. I don't know. I know I had a day recently that I was red, and I was just like, oh, the hell with it. I mean, oh, okay, the NQ. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, I get it. I get it. You guys are talking stock market stuff. Shit, I don't care about. I just want to see it move. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what the overall thought is. I just want it to move. I can't remember. There was a day. My short term memory is terrible nowadays, but there was a day. I want to say last week. It certainly wasn't this week. There was a day last week that I think, or it may have been the week before. I lost. I don't know, maybe $300 at the most, and I just said, "Oh, the hell with it. I got too much shit to do." I got you, Jim. I was like, I got too much shit to do. I'm not worried about it. There's been so many days that I've sat here and looked at the charts, in my journey, and waited for things like this to just recapture my loss that I have for the day, something like this in the afternoon, which, the pre-market moves a lot like the afternoon anyways. And that's a beautiful. See, this low did not go lower than that, crossed over, created a donkey and sat on that red line, and then whoop, there's your trade. Holy shit. Come on, man. And all of a sudden, if you were down $200-300, now you're up like $200-300. Gotcha. Are you allowed to smoke a cigar in California? They'll let you sit around and smoke weed, but they won't let you smoke a cigar, from what I understand. Good morning, Wayne. Good morning, Snow. I smoke maybe. I used to smoke more cigars years ago because I used to play a lot more golf. And I didn't smoke a cigar like every time I played golf, but probably like one in every 4 times I played golf. I mean, it just gets so hot here in North Carolina, it's hard to smoke a cigar. It's just got to be the right temperature for me. So, but I have some cigars in the house right now, but I just don't, I usually smoke a cigar after Thanksgiving dinner, sit out on my deck and listen to music and smoke a cigar. But I may smoke a handful of cigars a year. When I was at Notre Dame, I had some Cubans that I went to school with. They got me into smoke. Cubans, 2 Cuban guys and a guy from Spain. They all got me into smoking cigars. And hell, I was hooked after that. It took a poor innocent Irish guy that only liked to drink and turned him into a cigar smoker. Poor innocent Irish guy. Oh, there you go. Hey, that's a good one, Jim. I like that. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I went down to St. Augustine, Florida, many, many years ago and met a Cuban guy who rolled me a bunch of cigars. I mean, they were great. Rolled them right there in front of me, gave them to me. Untrimmed. That was an amazing trip. That was the time I found. It was on that trip in St. Augustine that I found a bag full of money on the street on a Sunday. I want to say it was 18,000 bucks. I can't remember the dollar amount now. I found a bag of money on the street in St. Augustine, Florida on a Sunday morning. It was like 14 or 18 grand. Just sitting there on the street. Oh, I've done that before, Jim. I've done that before. I've done that before, Jim. There was a St. Patrick's Day, 1989. I walked into a bar at 7 in the morning. I left the bar the next day at 4 in the morning. It was a long day of drinking. St. Patrick's Day, 1989. Rasputin's was the bar. Oh, what did I do with the 14 grand? Is that what you're asking me, Jim? Well, so it's kind of a weird story, but I was walking down St. Augustine, pushing my daughter in a stroller, and it was Sunday morning. And I came around this corner, and there was a bag. It was a bank bag laying on the ground with like 14 grand sitting in it. And turns out that it belonged, I picked it up. There were people around. I picked it up and I dropped it in my daughter's stroller because I didn't want anybody to see that there's I knew what a bank bag was. And I mean, shit, I don't need to get shot over somebody else's money. So I took the money and dropped it in her stroller. And then I just kind of walked across the street. There's a park there. And then I pulled it back out and opened it. And it was a cash deposit from the Saturday night collection plates of the local Catholic church. But I didn't know where the church, this is before I didn't have Google, any of that shit. I didn't have MapQuest, any of that shit. So I didn't know where the church was. I didn't know where the bank was, nothing. But it was a Bank of America. So I just took the damn bag and brought it back to North Carolina with me because I was on my way to North Carolina that day. And Monday morning, I walked into the Bank of America and I handed it to them and deposited it. My wife looked the church up and called them and told them. And it was cash because it was the collection plate from Saturday night. I think somebody put the bank thing on top of their car when they were getting in it and drove down the road, and the thing slid right off the top of their car and into the road. That's what I think happened. Because it didn't make any sense. The Bank of America wasn't there. The church wasn't there. That's a nice area, St. Augustine, Wayne. I like that area. When Notre Dame played South Carolina at the Gator Bowl a few years ago, I went down and hung out there for a couple days. Then I went to the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. It was for New Year's. This is kind of pissing me off right here, Gold. Okay. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. It is a beautiful town. Gold is fucking pissing me off today. What the hell are you doing? I mean, what the hell are you doing here? Oh, let me put my account in. I had a pretty good day yesterday. I hit a trade right after we shut off in NQ. I ended up $1,400 for the day, which is great considering I'm trading with freaking limited amount of money. Oh no, yeah, I agree with that, Jim Park. Good one, Wayne. Good one. Good morning, Ian. This is just pissing me off right here. This is totally pissing me off. Totally pissing me off right here. So let's see here. We got some news at 9:45. We got some more news at 10. And God knows what news we're going to have between theirs. Oh, God. Jesus, Gold, you're killing me. You're just freaking killing me. Just randomly run up with absolutely no freaking reason for me to take a trade. Absolutely no reason for me to take a trade. They don't have my ammo, Ian. But what I did is I transferred my ammo into my bank. I have yet to transfer it to them because they haven't opened up the account. Well, I don't know about that. I know I'm busy. Shit, man, I've already done 12 this year, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to start right now. I know I'm busy. But I will tell you this. I talked to one of my factory reps who's from a national corporation. And I mean, I'm talking coast to coast. They have like 30 factories. And he said they're like one of few factories that even has a backlog. So I don't know that housing is really doing that well. North Carolina is in a sweet spot because a lot of people from the north want to get the hell out of, the shithole up there. And so I get a lot of people from up north moving down here and building a house. Matter of fact, I talked to a woman yesterday from Colorado. She wants me to build her a house over towards Raleigh. I mean, I get a lot of people from out of state calling me. I agree with that, Bill. I agree with that, Bill. I agree with that, Bill. It's a blessing for my business, but it's a curse in the long run. Totally agree with that, Bill. Totally agree with that. Yeah, matter of fact, Pinpoint, I'm getting ready to start a property on 6 acres. That's a halfback. Retired government employee halfbacks, no less. My favorite. My favorite. Retired government employee halfbacks. My favorite. Oh, God.
Mister.
Oh, this guy right here that's calling me right now, I don't even have him on my 7. I'm supposed to meet him this week about building him a house. I forgot about that. He's not even on my 7. And he's paying cash. Oh, it's Kerry's a liberal cesspool. Kerry's a liberal freaking cesspool. And yes, I know some Connecticut Yankees that live in Cary. Highly educated, but just dumb enough to still think liberal. Oh yeah, that's what it's just. They did the same thing to Vermont, man. I'm telling you, Vermont in the like 60s and 70s, and all the way through most of the 80s was as conservative as you could get. And there's still a lot of conservative things about Vermont, but then all the massholes and the New Yorkers moved to Vermont, and they've just totally destroyed it. Totally destroyed it. Now it's a tax. That's a tax hole. I mean, everybody gets taxed to death. You can't even move around without getting taxed. It's terrible. Well, they're all, as far as I'm concerned, they're all educated above their intelligence. If even if they've been through the first grade, even if they've been through the first grade, because all common sense is gone. All right, so let's see here. Unfortunately, I'm way too stretched to be taken along off the top of this box. That's my opinion. We just call them mass holes. When I lived in Vermont, we call them mass holes. But yes, it is Taxachusetts. God, I made the mistake of moving there when I got out of college. I lived there for 2 years and I was like, what the hell? When I got an opportunity to relocate with Deloitte to North Carolina to work on the KKR project of RJ Reynolds, I was like they were talking about it to me and I was loading my suitcase. I was loading up and ready to go. All right, let's see what we can do here. Some may say, why aren't you worried about that cross the box long here, Bob? Well, I mean, I'm just being honest. I think we've gone too far. There's not a lot of energy. There's not a lot of energy right now. Not a lot of energy in this market right now. We're just kind of meandering. This fucker will probably keep on going just because I said that. All right, let's see here. Man. All right, come on, come on, come on. Oh boy, look at that go up. That damn thing did go up off the box. Or it is. All right, come on, somebody move. Holy shit. This just may actually work. This may actually work. No, it's going to take me out. I mean, I just took a 5-minute gold line there, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. Nope. Nope, it gave up. All right, I'm looking for this to come back down to here for a long potential. See how it reacts when it gets here. I prefer it to go back inside the box, take a short. We have not been through the bottom of the box down here. I'm not even sure if we've touched the bottom of the box. Can't really tell. God dang it, stop. Yeah, we were one tick from touching the top of the bottom of the box. That's pretty scary. One tick. One tick from touching the bottom of the box. God dang it. Snoopy! Snoopy! Come here! Come here! Come on. Upstairs. All right, you can come in. He's in. Sorry, little dog incident. I had to deal with. Little dog incident I had to deal with. Little dog incident I had to deal with. Yeah, don't be a dick for a tick, man. If your target is a known major target and and price gets there and doesn't go to that known main target, don't be a dick for that tick. Perfect example is this right here. One tick from the bottom of that box and then it rotated. It doesn't have to go there. You know, the sharks could be front running it. Well, it's just it's just a saying. The fact that we never went through it. I mean, after the fact, obviously it worked. Okay. But I'm much more conservative on how I trade this because usually the intent is to bring it through the box to get people leaning one direction, roll it inside, then bring it back the other way. Which just go back in time, take your timing and go back and look at charts. Go back and look at charts. And you'll see what I mean. Now, what I should have done is taken this trade, but I didn't. Holy cow. Holy cow. Holy cow. Holy cow, Lindsay, that's amazing. That's phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal. Did everybody read what she wrote? Did everybody read what Lindsay wrote? That's astounding. That's amazing. That's great. That really is. Oh, good for you, Owatu. Oh, this is great. This is this is why I sit here. It certainly isn't because of the $200 that it certainly isn't because of the $200 that YouTube pays me to do these lives. I answered that, Sugar. Did you not? Were you not listening? I answered that question already. I answered your exact question. You got to go out of the box first, back in, test it, then go. That's my approach. You want to buy it off the bottom, go ahead. The problem is I don't know where you're supposed to have your stop loss. If it doesn't cross over and retest, where's your stop loss? And you got to remember, this is gold. I mean, each one of these candles is hundreds of dollars. I'm trying to teach people not to gamble when they trade. I'm trying to teach people to know exactly why they got into a trade and exactly where they're going to have their stops instead of just buying in zones and selling in zones. That's for example, we crossed over, sat on top of here, boom. We know our stop is here. Our target should be 10 points up here. It didn't get there, but that's the pattern. You know why if you're buying off the bottom, where's your stop? Where's your stop? Where does it say it's done going down? By the way, congratulations, Lindsay. That's amazing. That truly is amazing. I am so excited for you. I really am. Holy cow. I am truly excited for you. That truly is amazing. Wow. That is amazing. Excellent. All right, so the market's open now. So we got to kind of count on a little bit of stupidity affecting these two things for now. Doesn't look like they're actually having any impact right now. Just neither one of these things wants to give us anything today. I'm not surprised. Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. That's amazing. That is amazing. 11,600 bucks. That's a student right there. Lindsay studied. You know, there's one consistency between, like, say, Jim Racine and Lindsay. And that is they studied. They really studied. They studied the craft. Jim tells me the stories about him going, like, whenever he gets stuff starts going wrong for him, he goes back and rewatches the training videos and studies, and it straightens him out. I probably need to go back and watch him. That is great news. Holy cow. That is great news for Lindsay. That is amazing. That is great news. Truly great news. That's the whole purpose of this channel. The whole purpose of this channel is to figure out how to fit your personality into this strategy, if it works for you, if the strategy and your personality fit for it, and then to get money from these prop firms or make money with your own money. It's the whole point of this. It's the whole point of this YouTube channel at this point. Used to be to sit here and hold me accountable. It still does at some point. It still does that. But it has evolved into, teaching people how to do this. That is just amazing. So my guess is then, Lindsay, that means also emphasizing on the patience of waiting for the market to show you what it's doing. That's the thing I think is the hardest part for people to get, is letting the market show you what it's doing. Don't just get caught in the traps. The market sets traps all the time. But once you recognize the trap, that's when you can capitalize on the gain. I can't. I don't talk about this. God dang it! I'm gonna have a tantrum now. I don't talk about this freaking shark here for my health. I don't talk about this shark for my health. So we're not here to We're not here to guess that the market's going long or short or whatever. We're here to recognize that shark has done X. And when that shark did X, he is stealing people's money. And when you start recognizing that the shark is playing the game, you then know where to see the next move. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, you can get bigger wins. You can, you have a point of reference of where to have your stop. We can all sit here and say, gee, I think the market's going to go long today. Great. Where are you getting in? Because if the sharks think that you think the market's going long, trust me, before they go long, they're going to clean out all the stops. Or they're going to make you feel so much freaking pain before they rotate it. You're going to be like, and you can't prop firm trade like that. Excellent job, Lindsay. That is absolutely excellent. I am so excited for you. I really am. I mean, I'm being 1,000% sincere. Yeah, I see that, Jim. I'm watching it. It might finally give me what I want. Go in here, create space, sit here, and then boom. No, Lindsay, honestly. Lindsay, I had a trader ask me. Funny you say that, Lindsay. I had a trader ask me recently, I mean, like maybe a month ago. He says, well, he's like, well, how long are you in a trade, Bob? I said, well, shit, I don't know. Let me go. And I pulled up my stats. And I mean, my average trade was like, I don't know, a minute and 45 seconds. and that comes from the fact that, yes, if my thought pattern on what's going to happen doesn't happen, I get the hell out. And I save my ammo for when it does happen. And then when it does happen, you just manage it. And the whole concept is longevity. And then, so if you got a bunch of $100 losses, and then all of a sudden you catch the NQ rotating, bing, 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 and you catch one for $800, woohoo! Takes a long time to blow up. It takes a long time. Can I make this loud enough for everybody? It takes a long effing time to blow up a PA or an eval if you're sitting there taking the approach that Lindsay does. It takes a long time. You really have to have some bad fucking luck if you blow up an eval or PA following what she wrote right there. That's the whole point of the rubber band pulling back. When you let it go, it either shoots in your direction or it's not. This is not where they're doing the rotation from. It's great. I love it. All right, so we finally created space here. Finally created space right here. So now Stay there. Just stay there, please. Stay there. Damn it, stay there. Stay there, gold. Stay there.
Unknown caller.
Oh, it's my buddy Spam. Yep. We just broke that pivot right there. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. The short's not there. The short's not there. I'll be back in a minute. I'm out of coffee. I'm so excited, Lindsay. Shit, it's going to go down now. Yep. Damn it. It's going to go down now. You going to go up or down? It doesn't know. It's amazing. Oil is not moving at all. Oil is not moving at all. It's on the refrigerator too. That's great. That is great. That is truly great. It's on the refrigerator too. This sucker's gone now. I don't have the ammo to play this. It's pissing me off. When this candle went back up and then came back down, I wanted to be in here, but I'm like, I'm not taking that big of a loss in case I'm wrong. So freaking pissed at Ninja, right? Not Ninja. Yeah, Ninja. I'm so pissed at Ninja right now. I could just scream. I literally could scream. Yeah, last 30 minutes in oil was thrilling. Yes, exactly. Oh, it may finally start moving, Ian. It may finally start moving. There's just too much manipulation in the world right now. I just don't know that oil's going to play the games that I'm looking for. There's just too much noise and confusion when it comes to oil right now. Insanity. Oh my God, are they straight out of the box in the NQ? I'm straight out of the box in the NQ, damn it. Come on. I'm straight out of the box in the NQ. Did anybody catch that? Straight out of the box? I'm straight out of the box in the NQ. Come on, baby, go. Go to target. I'm straight out of the box. Come on, go. Go to target. Come on. Come on. Come on, NQ, go. Ah, fuck. No follow through. No follow through. No follow through. The ES is doing the same thing. Did anybody get that? I just don't know if it's going to be any. Oh, God. It'll probably work now. It'll work now that I'm not in it. Anybody that took that trade should know it's going to work now that I'm not in it. It just came straight out of the box. Fuck. I think I made a little bit of money. Oh yeah, woohoo! I made $100. I made $100. I made $100. That's one of those trades. If I could get my stop aligned perfectly, I was going to grab the target and move it up more. Because that's one of those ones that can run like crazy. One of those trade types that if it does that, it could run like crazy for like $1,000 or more. So anyways, it didn't do it though. It went up probably about $300. I mean, I think I just got to give up on gold and oil right now. So let me get them out of the way. Let me get those guys out of the way. And let's start looking at some equities so we can possibly start making some money here. Wow. So we crossed here. We've already banged off the gold line once right here. Straight up, straight down. So this is at least the second attempt. So there's no reason to be doing that. Yep, 9:45 news. Yep. But I gotta, D-Mark, I gotta take that trade straight out of the box, man. When it goes, it's a big trade. When it goes, it's a big trade. I mean, I only had to defend the back of this candle. That's another thing. I only had to defend the back of this candle. So I wasn't risking much. We got a lot more news at 10. That's probably going to screw with things. Oh, look at that. There you go. Yeah, go now, you POS. Yeah, sure. Go now. Go now. Sure. Run away. Yeah, right out of the box, Shannon. When I see him, I've got to take him. especially when my entry candle, this one right here, was small from the top of the bottom. I mean, like, I'm not like, I've got to take that because that thing could be a banger. Just like you said, it can be a real banger. I was going to grab my target and move it if I got myself established, because that's where you get, 1,000, something like that. But anyways, I managed it, got a stupid $100. No big deal. The NQ made me my money yesterday. Oh my God. Yeah, the NQ. I made $500 in oil. Not oil. I made $500 in gold yesterday, and I made $900 in the NQ yesterday. All on one trade each. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Ping. So we got news at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to have to kind of wait now for that. Yeah, I right out of the box. I just happened to look over. I wasn't even looking at the NQ. And I'm like, holy shit, they're going out of the top of the box. And because of Snow's tool here, I was able to get in. $11,600. Holy cow. Jesus. That's some great stuff, Lindsay. Holy cow. I am dumbfounded. Let me see if I can. I think she said she emailed me. She did. There's her payouts. There's her passings. There's one of them. She sent me two. And there's the other one. There's the other one. Wow. Wow. Look at that, guys. Right up there, $11,632.64. Wow. She put her money where her mouth was. Wow. There it is. She sent me the email. I still want to see the refrigerator pictures, though. I still want to see the refrigerator pictures. That is great, man. I'm so excited. Yeah, that is phenomenal. Man, I would be taking this long right here if we didn't have news in a couple minutes. Isn't that amazing, guys? Excellent. Oh my God. That is great. You might have to be one of my guests for my interviews also. I still got to interview Jim. You're going to have to be one of my guests also. Holy cow. That's phenomenal. That is really phenomenal. You and your son, actually. Isn't that freaking amazing? She messaged me probably about, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, a month ago. that she was having success and da 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 da. And, she wrote me a long message about how it's, she wrote a lot of personal things in there that I don't want to get into, but she wrote, how it was, helping her and her family and that kind of stuff. And then now I'm sitting here 3 weeks to a month later from that email, and she's laying the freaking money right in front of me. That's just great news. Ooh. Yeah, I remember those days when my son was on the football team. Somehow I ended up having, I had the biggest house on the football team, and I'd have, my son was a middle linebacker. And so I'd have the defense over here all the time, eating me out of house and home. Eating me out of house and home. All right, well, so we got news in 3 more minutes. I'm just gonna wait. I took my first shot of the day right here, and didn't get what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a one and done. If I could have gotten $1,000, I'd have been one and done right there. I was hoping for a one and done. Pattern wise, this would be to here if we didn't have news on the ES, but we had news. We have news. So the market's just kind of sitting here. And there's a lot of news too. It's not just some basic news. It's job openings, home sales, ISM. Wait a second. And one of these Fed people is talking? Oh my God, not Michelle Bowman. Oh my God. Fahrvergnügen. I did not know that. Jesus, we may be sitting here in purgatory. Well, all we can do is see. All we can do is wait and find out. "24 more seconds, and at least the news will be over." Miss Bowman won't be, because I'm sure she's not talking for fucking 30 seconds. She's going to get out a Disney fairy tale book and read it. a canned Federal Reserve speech of BS. Now, what I would like to see, for all seriousness, okay, we blew through the prior day high. Let's just blow this up for a minute so I can give you guys a bigger perspective. We blew through the prior day high at 8 o'clock this morning, Eastern Standard Time. We have yet, and I mean literally have yet, to test the top of it. So I would not mind this thing migrating its way down here, hitting that prior day high for a long. I would not mind that at all. Yeah, she had ChatGPT's writer speech for her. That's probably true. That's probably true. That is probably true. Chat GPT. Because it's going to be in the back of my mind until we test the top of the prior day high that we have not tested it. That we have not tested it in the NQ. We have not done that. And the market likes to test the levels that they've created. All right, so the news, now we've got all the news over. Now that we've got all the news over, oh, shoot, come on, Bob. What are you doing, buddy? So we've had attempt 1 and attempt 2 on the ES to get through the prior day open. That's this, in my opinion, is what's holding this up from going any further along right now. Excuse me. Yesterday's high, the top of it, it went through yesterday's high. It hasn't tested yesterday's high from the top side. And the high is the high and the low, in my opinion, are very significant lines because the market, it's a market mentality. Are we going to be higher today than we were yesterday? Are we going to be lower today than we were yesterday? Like, it's a mental line in the sand. Now, oil has finally broken out of the bottom of the box. So if I can glance over at it, I'll be looking for it to come sit on top of here and go across. If I can keep paying attention to it, I'm having a hard time. I keep forgetting it's over there because it's not doing anything. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If they decide to cross the box, it's going to be deliberate. So you don't have time to go, oh, shit. It's going to be deliberate. So the YM, let me look at the YM here. The YM, let me put this on here. The YM crossed over the red line, sitting on top of the 1 minute gold line and the red line and all that stuff. So I may take a long here. I'm looking at it. Looks kind of promising. The one problem we have is the Drag this down. The RTY is bumping into the prior day high. And you know how they like to move together. It's the only thing that's got me quasi hesitant. All right, well, I'm in. I'm in. Come on, do it. Do it for me. Come on, YM, move. There you go. Come on, move. Just move. Just move. Come on, move. You not moving is pissing me off. There you go. Now move. All right. All right, we're in a no loss position right here. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. No loss position right here. Rinse, wash, repeat. Come on, hit my target at least for me. Come on. Boy, the RTY is just gone. Look at the RTY. See, I talked about how this had to get through here for this to go. And it has. The problem is this is not going. Come on, YM, go. What the F? What the F? Come on. Go. Go to target. Come on. Come on. There you go. Now let's go. Now go hit it. Because this RTY is running out of gas. That's what I'm afraid. I'm afraid the RTY is going to run out of gas, and then the YM will roll over. How far can that RTY run? Come on, YM, move. There you go. Nice simple trade. Very simple trade. Very simple trade. What I was concerned about why I didn't move my target up is because this thing was running like crazy, dragging this along. And I'm like, God dang, how far can that thing run? All right, well, that was simple. Nicely done. Yeah, that's simple money. It's easy money. It's just easy money, folks. It's easy money. Rinse, wash, repeat. We had all three lines actually on this trade. Smooth pullback. We had the 5-minute gold line, 1-minute gold line, and the 5-minute red line all together. My concern was this candle right here at the prior day high for the RTY. Of course, the RTY worked better than the YM. Why? Because I wasn't in the RTY. But I mean, simple stuff like that, just waiting for the market to show you the trades. You make your little bit of money, you call it a day. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's just going to keep on running now, which is crazy because I'm looking at this RTY. I have no idea why the RTY all of a sudden has all this energy. That's just crazy. If the RTY was further down, I would have moved my target up on this trade, but Jesus, it wasn't. It was just off and running. Anyways, whatever. No, they are the whole. Listen, I don't give a rat's ass about when the market opens. This the whole day is open. So prior day means from 6 p.m. the day before to 5 p.m. yesterday, whatever was the high and whatever was the low. That is the market. That's the uniqueness of futures. Futures is a 23-hour instrument. I don't care about 9:30 to freaking 4. Yep, no problem. Now, truth be known, this trade should have been traded at least to the top of this box on my part. But I'm looking at, again, these, damn it. Sorry. These instruments right here, this one and this one have a tendency to agree with each other. And this one was just running and running and running. Well, it's again, going back to what I talked about, it needs to come back and test the top of the prior day high. 9 times out of 10, it's going to do that. And I kept thinking, well, shit, if it rolls over to test the top of the prior day high, this is going to roll over. Anyways, but it doesn't matter. Money's money. Money's money. I took a couple simple trades. I'm up $500. I mean, what do I care? I mean, I took standard out of the box NQ trade, and then I took this crossover retest of the 5-minute gold line, 1-minute gold line, all that stuff. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm up $500. And I mean, I had no stress on either trade. Shoot. Anyways, that was nice. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, certified market gambler. That's why I'm very selective. I'm only looking for specific things, because and then now we're getting into war news. And that's another thing you got to be careful of right now. When you're in a trade, is that war news happens when you're in the middle of it. Random war news blows your pattern up. And I'm not trying to make things sound simple, but I mean, I took 2 trades yesterday and made $1,400. I took 2 trades today, made $500. In 2 days, I've actually been profitable on all those trades. But my point is I made $1,900 in 2 days. Sitting here looking at charts for probably, I don't know, maybe 2 hours a day. I mean, you don't have to, and I'm going to tell you this, because of this crap right here, this war shit, I am being more cautious than normal. I really am. Because it's you never know. It's not scheduled news. You never know when somebody's going to say something about the war, and the market goes from here to there and all your money's gone. I would still like to see the NQ come down here and test the top of this prior day high. I would love to see that. Because that just might be the trade of the day. That would be a good $1,000 trade with one contract, most likely. I mean, the NQ was, yeah, the NQ has been my salvation for like at least the last month. I don't know. I don't know, Jim, because I mean, again, I think we're trading war news right now. Because I'm looking at oil and it's just ching. War news is untradeable as far as I'm concerned. Again, that's why, the afternoons make very good days, very good times for trading and pre-market. I mean, 8 o'clock in the morning, crossover, retest at a 5-minute red line, bam, you already had your $1,000 right there. You're done for the day. You're done for the day. That's pre-market. When they're not talking about war shit, look at this red line. Bam, bam, bam. Each one of those, $1,000, $1,000, $1,000. Each one of those. Then it does a nice little crossover retest. Boom, $1,000. Each one of those. Okay, yeah. So some war news. Exactly. That's what I thought. That's what I figured. Hey, free FBT. Right here. Crossover, retest, boom. There's your $1,000. By the way, this is where I made my $900. Looks like they're going to cross the box right here. They went inside, tested the bottom. Looks like they're going to cross the box right here. Holy shit. Yeah, exactly. Certified market gambler, and I'm sitting here with a live cash account, not a freaking PA account or a prop firm account. So I'm not going to sit here and look like some hero taking trades in the middle of the news. I'm going to look like I'm some genius. Oh, I took a trade. No, instead, this is a trade right here that I can sit here and defend that I took, why I took it, how I took it, what's the deal, all that kind of shit. All part of my strategy, blah, 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 blah. Not just guessing. Oh, it looks like we're going down now because the news is bad. All right. But if you look at the spaghetti here, again, I'll go back to this because it's boring, I know. But look at the deliberateness. You can see the sharks in the tank. Ping, ping, ping. Contender showed up and made me my money. Yeah, William, exactly. That's why I'm glad I'm out of my trade. Jesus. Man, the red line held here in the YM again. It did. So far, I mean, I pattern wise, that's a trade, but I wasn't going to take it. That is a trade because straight off the high, straight to the red line. I mean, you can't get any straighter than that. Pattern wise, that's a trade, but I'm a little gun shy right now because of the news. But that is a trade right there. That right there is can't get any smoother of a pullback than that on a red line. That's about as smooth as you're going to get from a daily high. Bam, bam. Yeah. That's good, sir. That's good, market gambler. I agree with that. I agree with that, my friend. Would have been nice to catch that. That's for sure. Would have been real nice to catch that. I mean, back to back red lines. Back to back red lines from recent pivot highs. Recent pivot high, recent pivot high, ping, ping. So the red line's working in the YM today. The red line's working in the YM today. All right, so let's see if we can add to my wins today. I really, damn it, wish I had caught that one. I mean, obviously, after the fact, I'm saying that, but I mean, it meets all the rules except, I don't know when they're done. I don't know when the news about the UAE that somebody put up here is over and the market's now going into the, whatever mode it's in next. Now, the UAE, somebody said something about the UAE is under fire. Yeah, well, they were under fire yesterday too. The UAE. My understanding, they had 4 missiles shot at them yesterday afternoon, and they blew up 3 of them and missed 1 or something like that. But I know it caused a big fire. at a power station they had. All right, I'm gonna wait for something to rear its ugly head for me again. Oh boy, come on, man. Somebody do something. ES is about possibly ready to test the top of the prior day high. That would be nice if it would do it. It's got a nice rotation spot. Let's look at that for a second. So see, it came from a high. It'd be nice if it came and tested the top of this high, prior day high, and gave us a rejection long. That would be nice. The YM is kind of doing the same thing. I'm looking at it. I'm getting a lot of consolidation on top of this box. If I get an inside candle here, I might take it long. It's going to go long for me before. Man, there it goes. I know RTY is on fire for some reason. I don't know what it is. I mean, RTY is just like being a stallion. Well, the NQ is doing well too. So it's like, and they have a tendency to industry wise to cross each other. Might be some AI news or technology news. All right, so the ES has finally done what I was talking about, but it may come down here and test the open, which would be better since we blew right through it. It would be better if it came down here and test the prior day open. Absolutely, in my opinion, that'd be better. Because they blew through it. See, this was resistance when they came to the bottom of it. So just pay attention how that worked. This was resistance when they came to the bottom of it, pushed it straight down. So what we would like to see is price to come and sit on top of it and then push it straight up. I mean, it's that's what I would prefer to see. I'd prefer to see it come, since we know it's recognizing this as resistance. I would like it to come down here and then recognize it as support. John, I mean, there's some videos in a section. I think it may be in the description too. Let me look here. Training videos. There's a training videos link in the description of this video. That's where I'd start, just to go over, just to refresh yourself on what all the settings mean, and how we trade them and stuff like that. That's where I'd start. And then if you're trading on Ninja, I have some customized indicators that kind of that label things like these highs, lows, overnight open, stuff like that, that create this timer here, that create this 15-minute opening range box, stuff like that. And in the description of the video also, you can email me. There's an email address there, goldlinetrades@gmail.com, and ask me for those things. You got to ask in your email, so I know what you're emailing me for, and I can send you those, and you can download them into your Ninja, so that you too can have these, like this box, these lines that are labeled and that kind of stuff. What am I talking about? Top of what box? Boy, gold rejected right off the mid-band. Jesus, holy shit. Look at that. Holy crap. That's crazy. NQ has gone straight to sleep. Man, is this going to go up from here? I really wanted it to go here. The conservative trade is for it to come here, in my opinion. Because the last time these two lines were tested, this one just went right through it. But this one, boom, boom, shot it straight down. So what I would like for it to do is come here and then shoot it straight up. That's what I really would like the ES to do, damn it. Well, there's some manipulation going on here, folks. I don't know what's going on here. See this. So I want to point this out for those of you, wondering why I wasn't doing anything up here. This was stuck while I was waiting for this to test the top. Then when it got underneath it, it just stayed stuck. If you'll notice now they're moving in agreement with each other. So then what happens is now we're on top of this on top of this line, but this is out in la la land. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here because I would like both of them to have been on support at the same time. Right now they're not. This one's out in this one's out in space. So this one's probably going to keep going down. If this one would pick up pace, they might test the top of the 15-minute box at the same time. That would be nice. I'm trying to get them to agree with each other. Just make it a lot more conservative of a trade. They don't have to agree what line they're at. They have to agree that, like right now, this one has no support. It's just sitting in space. It's not at my 5-minute gold line. It's not at the top of the box. None of that. So it's going to take some really good energy to push that thing up. Well, this needs this to go up with it. So I'm just going to wait. Oh my God, damn it. Shit. I just needed you to get to this gold line. Okay. Keep going. Okay. So far, it kept us out of a bad trade because we're out in space here. Kept us out of a bad trade there. Now it's finally hit that line, the 5-minute gold line. So it's going to get a little bit of support. I still think this is where it's going right here. If they both would get there together, that would be wonderful. Come on, ES, fall over. All right. No, we're going long. We're going long at that time right there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. I either get some money or I don't. Yeah. This ran faster than this. So I gave up. But you'll notice, see, they both went together. That's the key to understand. So once this finally clipped this 5-minute gold line, this still had this line right here that it was using as support, and then boom, there's your rotation. See you, Ian. I know, isn't that amazing, gambler? It is. It's totally manipulated, dude. It's totally manipulated. I would have stayed in this trade if we weren't now running into here. I mean, with the ES, I was willing to take it from here, but this ran up here so freaking fast, and this did not follow it. Frustrating. But anyways, that was a perfect example, if you go back and play it, of what I'm talking about, of them agreeing at the same time. They both are at support at the same time. That's how you get the big green candles, is when the NQ and the ES agree with each other that they're both at support at the same time, and then poof, or resistance at the same time, and then poof. And that's where you get the big green candle. Versus the meandering candles like this shit here. Why didn't I get caught up in this? Because this was doing this. And then, I mean, I'm out in the middle of nowhere here. I'm trading naked. Anyways, that's my little lesson there. That's my little lesson of the day. The problem is, for any of these trades to make real money, we're stuck in between we're stuck in between these freaking lines. It's just, it's just tough right now. We're not out in open space. And see how this is rolling right back over? Because this ran into this. See, it's just, I knew even getting into this that it was going to be short-lived because of this. But I just kind of hoped that this, being the NQ, I was kind of hoping it would run faster than the ES, but it didn't. The ES literally took the hell off. Anyways, but that's one of the things that's helped me even more in my trading with the equities, of being on the right side of a trade, is seeing the correlation between the RTY and the YM, seeing the correlation between the NQ and the ES, and not taking trades like this if we're out in space with the NQ, for example. And the whole time this was coming down, see, so go back and look, this first time it ran up through here and then down, I wasn't even blinking because we hadn't hit the 5-minute gold line yet over here for support. And then, of course, here's your prior day high. Boom, there's your rejection. And if you were in this trade right here as a trader and you didn't know about this, now write this down. If you were in this trade, which is a beautiful 5-minute gold line trade, we crossed over the 5-minute gold line straight down to it. I mean, it's a beautiful setup for a 5-minute gold line trade. Problem is, this was going to run into here, and it was going to cause this to roll over, which is exactly what it did. And now it actually did test the top of the box, and I'm sitting here talking instead of taking the trade. I should have been in that trade. That was the one I was talking about from the beginning. I would like this one to get there too, though. I would like both of them to get there. I'd like the ES. We might get a little W here. If this can roll down and sit here, and this come back and sit here again, I'm looking for a long. I'm looking for a long in the NQ. This comes and sit on top of this, top of the box. Pull this down. Come on, pull this down. See, they're fighting. This wants to go long. This wants to go down. So when I say that the NQ has really I shouldn't say turned my trading. The NQ has really been my salvation lately. It's been from me sitting here with the ES and the NQ side by side, and I'm like, and now I don't get scared in some certain NQ trades. I don't get concerned. I don't get stuck on the wrong side as much. You know, everything's not perfect, but I've really narrowed down the odds. I really need this thing right here to come and hit this line. Then we can get a W pattern here. Come on, ES. Shit. I certainly sell enough houses. Oh, did we just do it? I was looking at the chat. We actually did it. Holy shit. Hold on here. Let me pay attention. Damn it. See, they did finally come down and test the top of that box. I wasn't even looking. But it looks like is there some more news going on? Because there's some kind of big candles here. Anyways, that would be the trade. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. That would be the trade that I would be looking, because they finally agreed. And see, even the candles are agreeing. The problem is these candles are too big for me to defend. But what should happen is this should rotate back up to here now. You going to give me another chance? You going to give me another chance? You going to give me another chance with a better candle? Ah, no, you're not. You're just going to run away. Just going to run away. That's all right. I'm fine. I'm fine. I've got my $500 for the day. I'm fine. Good job, Jim Park. All right, we might get a W here in the ES, a real W. Hold on here. Okay. Okay. Jesus. It's getting too sloppy for me right now. It's getting too sloppy for me. I'm wondering if we're getting a W right now. Right here. Bing, bing. Bing, bing, and then bing right back to support. And if so, then that long, if we break that candle right there, should run right to there. Let's see if it does it. It's looking pretty ugly. It's looking pretty ugly. I mean, it's just so sloppy in here. Okay, here it goes. Let's see. It might do it. It might do it. It might do it. Okay, go ES. Go. Go, baby. I mean, it's a... so at this point, I'd be defending the bottom of that candle right there. 75, 75. 79, 75. So 4 points. I mean, it's not a big trade. Not a big trade. Like I said, I'd be defending the bottom of this candle right here if I'm in it with my stop. There it goes. There it goes. All right. Come on, go, ES. It's got to break this pivot right here. So the key, again, remember, we talk about these. It really has to thrust itself through that level right there. And then once it does that, you don't follow the back of the candles. Instead, you just leave yourself at even and let the 9 EMA push your price to your target. And then follow the pivots. But it's got to get through that level right there. That's the resistance spot right there. It's just got to put a finger through there. It doesn't have to stay up there. Once it does that, then I put my stop back at even and then just let the 9 EMA come catch it and push it to here. Come on, man. It is a clear W pattern, but boy, it's not being deliberate. It's not being deliberate at all. Come on, break that. There it goes. Okay, so it's finally broke through there. So now you can just leave your stop at even, and your target should be right up here. And there's your 4 points when it gets there. There's your 4 points when it gets there, if and when it gets there. There is your 4 points. All right. Not bad. I mean, that's a basic W pattern, deliberately down to support, run up, retest support from a higher low, and then you run up. There you go. No problem, Nadine. I know I should have. I know. I've got a good week going here. I'm up almost $2,000. So I'm just like, and I'm playing with a low balanced account. You got to remember that. So I'm just trying to walk my way forward until I get my corporate account open. I'm just trying to walk my way forward, man. If I had my corporate account, I'd have hit that freaking thing. Anyways, so that's your basic W pattern in agreement. By the way, the whole time it was doing this, it's in agreement with this because this was on support. The NQ was on support. It wasn't out in space. It wasn't in limbo. So that, and by the way, they just happen to both be off the top of the box, which is a coincidence. It doesn't have to be that way. But bam, bam, there's your trade. And then that's where your trade ended. See how it's rolling over now? I don't try to make this stuff look simple. I try to make it understandable. That's all. Listen, I am not trying to tell you this is simple. I'm trying to tell you it's just once you start seeing the patterns, they just become routine and agreeable and just predictable. So anyways, well, just tax purposes, certified market gambler. I mean, Jim could tell you nightmares. Jim Racine, I don't know that Jim's here anymore. Jim can tell you a nightmare about the tax benefit versus when he lives in California for futures trading. Just some tax benefit. I have an S corp. So since I have an S corp, and I already own an S corp, and I'm already fully active in my S corp with how I fund my 401k out of my S corp and how I pay my payroll to me out of my S corp and things like that. So if I can take my profits from trading and just dump them into my S corp, then it's just a pass through of income without any Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and of course I got greater flexibility of writing shit off too. Well, that's the thing. With an S corp, I avoid self-employment tax. That's the key. I'm already paying myself self-employment tax with my current business. So I'm already incurring that, but there's a limitation to it. So if I roll the money in there, I'm not paying myself any self-employment tax because it's just another form of income for my business, and I just avoid the capital gains situation. So yes, I mean it's because if I don't know if I make any sense if you know how an S corp works, but I pay myself a salary. And out of that salary, my S corp, which is me, at the end of the day, pays my payroll tax for Medicare, Medicaid, and all that stuff. And I'm explaining why not an LLC right now. I'm explaining exactly why not an LLC right now. So because of that, let's just use round numbers. Let's say I make $200,000 this year. If I pay myself a salary, okay, it's supposed to be reasonable, whatever. If I pay myself a salary of say 50 grand, the remaining 150 comes straight to me. And it's only taxed exclusive of Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and all that shit. And as a self-employed person, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, that's 16% of my income. So that remaining 150 grand, for example, if I had an LLC instead, that 150 grand, I'm not having to pay $24,000 in Medicare, Medicaid, and that kind of shit each year, just on that 150 grand. That if I was just an LLC or whatever, I would be paying that. So, anyways, everybody have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.